Hey everybody, it's Emily the Crazy Worm Lady here for an urban worm bag update. Still having a lot of moisture on the lid of this bin, so let me get it peeled back and we'll see how it's going. Alright guys, so we have a lot of climbers today. A lot of worms. Kind of searching all over the place, but I live here in Maryland. We've had some really bad raining and flooding. As a matter of fact, my hometown of Ellicott City had historic floods that really destroyed a lot. So I'm not super surprised that they're kind of all over the place because the barometric pressure has been a little wacky. So just trying to see what all they're getting into. And it does feel a little bit warm. I'm thinking those coffee grinds probably had a lot to do with that. But it's looking like most of the food that I fed them, if I can get some of this up, is gone. I thought it was a relatively healthy feeding, a little bit smaller than some that I've done, but they seem to be able to handle it just fine. So, what is this here? Orange. Whenever I get those oranges out, it smells so good. Hard to explain. It smells just like fresh squeezed lemonade or something like that. I can't really describe it much better than that. But I see some skins of watermelon. I've been throwing watermelon skins everywhere because it's getting to be that time of year where we eat a lot of watermelon in our house. So let's see. Looks like avocado skin. But the worms are getting along well. And still, despite all of the condensation on our lid, compost is really flaky. It continues to be nice and flaky, so that's encouraging. But more and more every week, this bedding is just getting really dark, so they're definitely doing their job for us. Not sure what was on here, but they're enjoying it. And again, I dig in this some for you guys, but you definitely don't want to dig a whole lot in these types of systems. Are those maggots of some sort? Yeah, they're moving. I wonder if they're fruit fly larvae. Never seen any quite that color. They're too small to be regular maggots, thank God. Not quite sure what those are. Keep an eye on it. With everything in the worm bin ecosystem, a lot of times you just have to watch, wait, and see what happens and deal with problems as they arise. But I just don't let these problems get me too upset anymore, because it's just a process and usually all evens out in the end. And everything that you find inside a worm bin, they're all working together. At least an indoor worm bin. I mean, technically outdoor worm bins, you could get potential pests that could be bad for the worms, but in an indoor bin, there's really not a whole lot of opportunities for anything super dangerous to make its way into your bin. So this side, I'm not seeing any of that food we fed last week. I mean, very minimal. So let's peek on the other side where we had like that lime and stuff. There are a few things left over, and we'll see what's over here. This might have been that lime. It also smells rather citrusy. Not a ton of worms, but it's definitely breaking down. Again, the worms just seem to be kind of all throughout everything. But I definitely think they could go for a good feeding today. So for time's sake, I'm going to turn this camera off, finish getting this all mixed up, and we'll add some food and bedding. Okay guys, so I decided to feed in a couple of these egg crates that I have. These two over here on the right hand side of the bin. I've got a pretty big bag of food here that was frozen first. And I figure I'm just going to kind of feed directly into these as best as possible because it will help to absorb a lot of that moisture, although I did pre-drain some of the moisture right off of these. So I'm missing some strawberry tops here, so there we go, got everything out. So that is a really good feeding. I weighed it, it was 2.5 pounds. And that was after I drained off some of the liquid. So I'm gonna cover this up with eggshell, and then we're gonna top off the whole rest of this bin with the last of my coconut core. Alright, so I'm just going to cover these a little bit with my lids of those egg crates, and I'm going to dump all the rest of my coconut core, pretty much covering this whole top here. Alright, so everything is covered up here. I put the rest of my coconut core and then the rags over top of that. I'll zip it up tight again, and we will take a peek next week, see how it is looking. So in 100 subscribers, we'll be doing another urban worm bag giveaway, so keep that in mind. And also, I would love for you to hop over to my blog, thecrazywormlady.com, and check out some new blog posts that I put up in the last 2 weeks. I hope you guys have a great night, and I will talk to you soon.